In the world of cycling, tales of exceptional talent and meteoric rises are not uncommon. However, few stories captivate the imagination quite like that of Primož Roglič, from a former ski jumper to a dominant force in road cycling. Roglic's journey to the top of the sport is nothing short of remarkable, and today we're going to delve into the dramatic and unique rise of this Slovenian superstar. Born in Trboveľ, Slovenia in 1989, Primož Roglič initially made a name for himself as a ski jumper, and in 2003 he began competing in ski jumping and achieved notable success in the discipline. In 2007, Roglič became the junior world team event champion with his team and secured 2 Continental Cup wins, showcasing his talent in the sport. He even managed to set a personal record of 185 meters in Planica, Slovenia. However, despite his potential, his ski jumping career took an unexpected turn in 2011 when tragedy struck as Roglič suffered a crash during an official training at the ski flying hill in Palinka, Slovenia. The incident was witnessed by his home crowd, which prompted Roglič to reevaluate his sporting career, feeling that ski jumping demanded too much effort to reach the highest level, so he decided to pursue a different path. And in 2012, he made the decision to take up cycling. With this focus switch from ski jumping to cycling, Roglič joined the development team affiliated with the UCI Continental team Radenska under the guidance of the former professional cyclist Adria Hauptmann. Roglic's rapid progress in cycling caught the attention of the Adria Mobile team, and he secured a spot on their continental squad for the 2013 season. And just a year later, Roglič celebrated his first professional victory, winning a mountain stage of the Tour of Azerbaijan in a 2-up sprint against Will Clark. The success continued to follow, with Roglic's performance earning him wins at the Tour of Slovenia and the Tour of Azerbaijan in 2015 overall, beating World Tour oppositions in the process. After 3 successful seasons with the Adria Mobile team, Roglič attracted the attention of the Lotto NL Jumbo squad, a World Tour team, signing a contract to ride for them in 2016. This move marked a significant step forward in his career, providing him with more prominent opportunities to compete at the highest level of the sport. The Giro d'Italia 2016 marked Roglic's debut on the Grand Tour scene, and he made an immediate impact. Despite his relative inexperience in the field, Roglič displayed tremendous time trialing prowess and finished second in the Grand Pantenza in the Netherlands, only a few centimeters away from the victory that was clinched by Tom Dumoulin. This was a signal of what was to come on stage 9, a rolling 40.5 kilometer time trial. Roglič managed to take the win, beating the likes of Stefan Kung, Fabian Cancellara and Tom Dumoulin, and this meant the age of Roglič was certainly approaching. 2017 was another breakout year for Roglič as he managed to win the Tour of Algarve overall, finish 4th in Tirreno Adriatico and win 2 stages in the Tour of the Basque Country before finishing 3rd overall in the Tour de Romandie and winning the final stage of that race. 2017 was also the year he went to his first ever Tour de France, and on stage 17 Roglič really made his impact on the race as he rode clear of his fellow breakaway riders over the Col de Galibier to finish ahead of a fractured group of GC riders. With the win, Roglič also became the first Slovenian to ever win a stage at the Tour de France. Roglič that year went on to the World Championships in Norway and managed to finish second behind the thunderous Tom Dumoulin of that year, and this was the first taste of world success for the Slovenian. For the 2018 season, Roglič seemed to be more convinced in his own abilities as he clinched the stage in Tirreno Adriatico before he went on to win his first World Tour stage race in the form of the Tour of the Basque Country after winning the time trial on stage 4 and finished ahead of Landa and Izagirre. It wasn't long before he sealed another stage race victory as he also went on to win the Tour de Romandie with a strong time trial performance, controlling Egan Bernal well in the mountains. He completed the stage race hat-trick that year as he also went on to win his home tour of the Tour of Slovenia in an emphatic fashion by winning the 2 final stages, and in that year's edition there was also a young Tadej Pogačar. Roglič was clearly in strong form in 2018 and he was confident of his GC chances in the Tour de France. Primož Roglič was lucky to avoid mishaps and crashes in the early part of the race, and this positioned him as a strong contender among the elite riders, which included Geraint Thomas and on the defending champion Chris Froome. Roglic's ability to keep up with the leading pack in the challenging mountain stages in the race was truly remarkable. He countered attacks skillfully and maintained his position among the riders, showcasing his true form and potential as a GC leader. In fact, his most impressive performance was on the descent during stage 19, where he led home a well-deserved victory of 19 seconds ahead of Geraint Thomas, who was in the yellow jersey, and this propelled Roglic to a podium position in 3rd overall. As the Tour drew to a close, Roglic's consistent efforts saw him finish 4th overall, as Froome managed to regain time in the final time trial, unfortunately. The 2019 season was a different beast, as Roglic was keen to test himself with Grand Tours, and not just one, but two, the Giro d'Italia and La Vuelta a España. His early season had resulted in further one-week stage race successes, winning the UAE Tour ahead of the world champion Valverde, and then Tirreno Adriatico for the first time in his career, before yet again winning the Tour de Romandie after winning 3 stages along the way. So leading up to the Giro d'Italia in 2019, Roglic had huge confidence, and he managed to win in the Giro, the opening stage, a time trial up Bologna in emphatic fashion, and thereby donned his first ever Grand Tour leader's jersey. And I even personally got to say hi to Primoz at the stage as well. Bad luck, however, hit Roglic as he crashed on stage 6, which resulted in him losing the jersey. Roglic did battle back, however, Roglic suffered again on stage 16, and this resulted in the eventual winner, Richard Carapaz, winning the race. But Roglic, however, did manage to finish on the podium as well in Verona, but it was a bitter lesson for Roglic in the ways of the Grand Tour riding. Roglic's true potential, however, came to fruition in the Vuelta a España that year, as he secured the red jersey after winning the time trial on stage 10 and showed incredible strength in the mountains once again to secure his first Grand Tour victory, showcasing his exceptional climbing skills and time trialing dominance compared to his fellow competitors. And he was joined by his fellow young countryman Tadej Pogačar on the podium as well. For the 2020 season, the goal was clear, the Tour de France. However, COVID paused the world, but with its resumption, the first race that Roglic did was his home national road race, where he managed to outkick Tadej Pogačar in the vital part for the title, and meant that he would be donning the beautiful jersey of his home country. And on the way to the Tour, he managed to win the Tour de Land, convincingly beating Tour rival Egan Bernal, and he was also the firm favourite to clinch the Dauphiné title after winning stage 2. However, on the penultimate stage, Roglic had a crash midway through, but still managed to finish the stage despite some discomfort. But the next day he did not start the race, and there was some uncertainty to whether Roglic would even be partaking in the Tour that year. Nevertheless, Roglic did line up for the start of the Tour in Nice, and on stage 4, Roglic won the sprint ahead of Tadej Pogačar on Orsil de Malet, taking the victory, and he went on to also finish second on stage 9, losing the sprint to Tadej Pogačar in a very reduced group, but crucially overtook the yellow jersey for the first time in his career. And on stage 15 up to the Gran Colombia, he lost again in the sprint to Tadej Pogačar, but still had a lead of 40 seconds at that point. Then moving on to the final time trial, which was up to La Planche de Belfi, Roglic had a commanding lead over Tadej Pogačar, 57 seconds. However, Tadej Pogačar pulled off the performance of a lifetime and overturned the deficit to Roglic, and the disappointment of Roglic as he finished in the yellow jersey, knowing that he wouldn't be taking that jersey home, was clear to see for the world. The Tour was a great experience for Roglic nonetheless. He wore the yellow jersey for most of the race and was really a contender throughout. The disappointment did not deter him, however, as he quickly rebounded, winning the Vuelta a España once again that year. The 2021 season began with Paris-Nice for Primož Roglic. He led the race until the final stage after winning 3 stages along the way. However, Roglic crashed several times on the final stage, and that meant, unluckily, he had to drop out of the general classification. He did, however, take the points classification as a consolation prize. Roglic bounced back to win the Tour of the Basque Country ahead of fellow Slovenian and rival now, Tadej Pogačar, with the help of his teammate Jonas Vingegaard on the final day, and that was really a good mental victory as well for Roglic. In the 2021 Tour de France, it was not a great redemption story for Roglic as he encountered a number of setbacks during the race. The troubles began around 10 kilometers from the finish of a chaotic stage 3 when Roglic suffered a crash at high speed near the front of the peloton. Although he escaped any fractures, the crash left him with cuts and bruises. On stage 5, Roglic displayed glimpses of his former strength as he was able to limit the time losses. However, as the Tour reached the challenging mountainous terrain in the Alps, Roglic's injuries began to take their toll and he was dropped on the penultimate climb, falling out of contention in general classification. The effects of the injuries were undeniable and he had to accept the harsh realities of his diminishing chances for race success. The abrupt end of the Tour de France journey was undoubtedly heartbreaking for Roglic. Although his ambitions for the yellow jersey were cut short in 2021's Tour de France, Roglic's remarkable talent and unwavering determination ensured that he would continue to be a force to be reckoned with, and he showed that at the Tokyo Olympics, where he bounced back from the heartache of the Tour de France to claim the gold medal in the Olympic Games time trial. Roglic's dominance was evident from the start as he set the fastest time at every time check, beating Tom Dumoulin and Rowan Dennis in the process. Roglic didn't just stop at his Olympic celebrations, he continued once again to the Vuelta a España, where again he had a dominant performance, winning 4 stages along the way and finishing ahead of Enric Mas. Roglic even went on to win Milano, Torino and the Giro Emilia as well, to really leave his season on a high. 2022 was another year for the Tour de France and Vuelta a España glory hunting. Primož Roglic managed to win Paris-Nice for the first time after an epic battle on the Col de Turini with Dani Martinez, and with the help of Wout van Aert, he even managed to save his general classification from Simon Yates by finishing 3rd on the final stage into Nice and took the Paris-Nice title for the first time in his career. Roglic struggled at the Tour of Basque Country on the final stage, but bounced back to win the Dauphiné for the first time in his career as well, with the help of Jonas Vingegaard finishing the final stage hand in hand in a touching moment. However, at the Tour de France, desperately trying to get the hat-trick of yellow jerseys, it was not meant to be, as he lost time on the Arenberg stage after a crash and eventually left the race on stage 15. However, he was a core component of his teammate Jonas Vingegaard's victory, as he helped him crack Tadej Pogačar on stage 11 up to the Col de Granon. Roglic did, however, return to the Vuelta a España that year, but despite the electric start to the race, Roglic didn't have the best end to the race and left it on somewhat controversial terms. But anyways, coming to 2023, and Roglic, after a few Grand Tours without the greatest of success, set a new target, the Giro d'Italia, as he wasn't quite content with his earlier podium from 2019. He began the season in terrific style, winning the Tirreno Adriatico race for the second time in his career, winning 3 stages along the way and winning all the major classifications. And thereafter he went on to win the Vuelta a Catalunya in a hard-fought battle with, at the time, the expected Giro d'Italia favourite Remco Evenepoel, and Roglic came out on top. For the Giro, his Jumbo-Visma team were certainly hit with setbacks prior to the race, with Jan Tratnik and Tobias Foss, 2 of the casualties for the eventual Giro team. However, Roglic was still seen as one of the big favourites, and on the opening time trial, however, he was far behind his main rival of Remco Evenepoel and Geraint Thomas. But he eventually managed to climb himself calmly up to 3rd overall, while attacking to distance Remco as well, with Geraint Thomas and Theo Gegenhardt on stage 8. Roglic also managed to recover from a brief disaster on stage 16, which was saved by Sepp Kuss, which really held his Giro d'Italia in the balance. But Roglic really fought back, with even taking a few seconds on the final mountain stage from Geraint Thomas, and then that absolutely heroic finish to the Giro d'Italia, where he took the victory and the Maglia Rosa for the first time. Absolutely incredible stage, absolutely incredible win, and Roglic became the first Slovenian winner of the Giro d'Italia. The rise of Primož Roglic from ski jumper to one of the world's best cyclists is extraordinary testament to him, his talent, his adaptability and relentless pursuit of glory. And he certainly is one of the best one-week stage races of his generation and one of the best Grand Tour riders that we've seen in a very long time. His journey, marked by setbacks, triumphs, really showcase the power of determination, the ability to reinvent yourself as well. And Roglic will continue to make his mark in the world of cycling. His absolutely unique background as a ski jumper really sets him apart from his peers. But anyway, that's basically it for this video. Make sure to comment down below what you think of Primož Roglic. I think he's an absolutely incredible talent, and make sure to hit the like button. And of course, as always, thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.